everyone, it is Marc Berman from TV Media Insights. I'm coming to you live from the NATPE conference in Miami Beach, Florida. It is very crowded, it is very noisy, and I'm here with Danny Lipford. Hello, Danny.
Hey, hello, Mark. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. So tell me, what do you talk about the show you're doing? You've been doing a weekend show now for 15 years.
Yeah, it's a half-hour show called Today's Homeowner.
Right.
I've been out there for 15 years. Had an Emmy nomination a few years ago, so we made our little mark and continuing to expand and seems to be working very, very well.
Oh, terrific. So it's been 15 years. It's a half-hour weekly. Talk to me about the show itself. What exactly some of the key ingredients?
Well, a lot of people ask if it's a do-it-yourself type show, and actually there's elements there for the people that are really into do-it-yourself. It's also for that home enthusiast that may not want to get their hands dirty, but they definitely want to know what's going on in their house.
Right. And how are the clearances shaping up for next season?
We're already over 200 stations, about 79% of the country.
Oh, right.
We expect within the next couple of days we have some very, very good meetings and we can push that above the 80% mark, which is pretty admirable for a show of this type.
Right. And how did you get started in this whole business?
Well, I'll tell you, I was a contractor, started my contracting business when I was very young, and realized that I could separate myself by talking to different groups and explaining the process of improving their home. And they would like me, it would be comfortable, I would get the job. So by doing it now, I'm just reaching millions of people instead of a handful of people, and they still have the same appetite for that practical, realistic view of how to improve their home.
And I assume the target audience is probably a little more male and female?
Well, most people would think that, but actually our demos are showing about a 50-50 split.
Really?
Because again, the female in the house is driving a lot of the decisions, and we all know that. And and certainly that helps us reach a broader audience in a different type of advertising as well.
Well, I mean, I have to be honest, the handy person in my house is my wife.
Yep.
It's not me.
My wife does a lot, surprisingly, and now that we're empty nesters, it's funny that we do so many projects together now, whereas we used to couldn't do that for some reason, but now it's a nice little project for us as we move along and do a few things around the house.
Now, speaking as someone who really cannot hammer a nail, I watch your show, suddenly I can do all these, I can start doing things?
Well, you can realize what your aptitude is there. You might realize and go, well, I had no idea that was that simple. Or you may realize, that's a little more than I could deal with. But either way, if I hire someone to come in and install that floor, I'm going to know a little bit of the jargon. I'm going to feel a little more comfortable when they're in there doing their job.
No, you're right, because if you don't have the knowledge and you have somebody come in, you want to make sure you're not going to get off.
Exactly, and that's where the power of knowledge and the consumer being so much smarter nowadays than they've ever been before. We're just helping on that exchange of information, both through our television show, our national radio show, our website, and all of the social media that we're involved. We have a lot of content going out, all in a very practical, realistic manner.
And give us your website address.
It's todayshomeowner.com.
Oh, cool. And talk to me about NATPE. You've been coming every year? Do you come every year?
Well, for years and years, NATPE is very, very important to our success over the years because we used to have a booth and used to get out there in the trenches and really back when it was a very vibrant marketplace and we were signing contracts up for clearances right on the NATPE floor. Then as it evolved, we've evolved too for some of our international placements that we get, and also, again, it's like being able to see a lot of old friends around here too. That's a nice part of it.
It's a great networking environment. I remember the days. I mean, this is my 20th NATPE.
Oh, okay.
Number 20, so it's a big event. I know, 20 years of going to NATPE. I remember the old days when it was in like an arena with these huge booths. You don't have that anymore.
I know it. Well, I used to have my little booth, my little 10x10, and I would look over at Sony and look over at Warner Brothers, and still, we hung in there and we still got some business now.
What about being in Miami Beach? Good?
Well, it's always good. It's always good. I passed through here a time or two, had some relatives that lived here in the past. I think everybody's probably ready to get their business taken care of and get back out on the boardwalk there.
Exactly. And I mean, I've been to NATPEs in New Orleans, Vegas, Miami, Houston. Miami's not my favorite. Not my favorite. I think New Orleans.
Well, so many people say that. I only live a couple hours from New Orleans, and so I go down there quite a bit. But there's conventions always take on a little extra sizzle there, I think, when you're in the Big East.
Exactly. It's an experience. I'm hoping one day we'll be back there. But I'm not complaining. It's Miami Beach. It's 80-something. I'm not complaining. Well, thank you very much, Dan.
Hey, my pleasure.
And good luck to you on many future seasons of your show.
Excellent. Same to you, Mark.
Nice to talk to you.